It's time to talk bass fishing, and I have one of the best bass guides in Northern California on the line. I have Don Paganelli of Don Paganelli's Bass Fishing Experience. Don's been spending a lot of time out on Folsom Lake, and he's got some real fresh information for us. How are you doing, Don?
I'm doing great, Cal. Good to talk to you.
Awesome, man. So we were talking last night, and you've been catching spots out there at Folsom. That's centerpiece of the menu. But you've been catching some really nice largemouth bass, and I got some pictures of them here. Tell us a little bit about the largemouths and the bite in general.
Well, Folsom Lake is what I call starts up in April, and when April rolls around, I tell people that's the time to start going to Folsom. Those fish are starting to wake up and
get up there and feed pretty heavy, and we're starting to find a lot of these largemouth that are moving in and already establishing beds.
So we're starting to find some nice largemouth towards the back of some of these coves, getting up in some of this high grass, and they're kind of loving it up there right now.
Well,
so we're using a number of techniques, either Senkos or tubes and that kind of thing, to target some of these bass that are moving up on beds.
And they're feeding on crawdads out there. That's what you mentioned last night when we chatted a little bit. They're putting a chomp on the crawdads.
Yes, they are.
Awesome.
Yes, they are. I mean, the tubes have been a really good bait for that. As soon as that sun comes up and starts to warm up those banks a little bit, those crawdads are coming out, and we're finding fish, in the top, right up on the beach at that point in time where they're really feeding on crawdads, and that tube really works well for imitating that crawdad, that green pumpkin red flake tube on an 8-ounce dart head.
Okay.
Just working it really slow down the bank. Either that or throwing that little 4-inch
Senko.
Uh-huh.
That'll work really well too.
That's your trademark bait. You showed me that years ago, and that's dynamite. I'm looking at this fella. He's got the camo jacket on. You put this picture on your Facebook page just last night. He's up in a cove holding the largemouth, and man, Folsom just looks prime, though. The water's up in the grass. I mean, it's just gorgeous out there.
Oh, yeah. It's only got like 10 more feet to go before it's full. So They're going to hold it back probably as much as they can because they can fill it real quick. But they've got a lot of snow belt coming down. And that top 3 or 4 feet of water is going to feel pretty warm, but it's going to be really cold below that.
Because that water is really moving through there pretty quick.
Right.
And that's one of the things about Folsom Lake that makes it different than most lakes, is that water exchange that it has.
But and the spotted bass bite is really good up there too.
Well, I see some of the pictures of your spots. Just nice, chunky, healthy fish. Now, we got a little cold front going through today. Is that going to affect the fishing? What's the outlook for the next week?
Well, these little cold fronts that move in and out this time of year when these fish are moving up to spawn, it affects them just a little bit, but they're so eager to get up there and spawn, they really got that on their mind, and so they're going to move up and down with these little fronts, but they get right back into it pretty quick as soon as these fronts pass by. So, you just have to be aware of a lot of the wind, especially the wind that we had overnight and today.
Uh-huh.
But other than that, a lot of these lakes are doing really good. Barry S. has been doing really good. We've been just catching
tons of fish up there. A lot of really nice largemouth, and starting to find some really nice smallmouth up there.
Awesome.
Along with the spots, but that lake has made a real good resurgence on the smallmouth front. We caught some beautiful smallmouth in the last few years up there, so that's been really nice. And then Comanche's coming on real strong. And there's always Clear Lake. Clear Lake is just one of those lakes that you never know when that next cast is going to be a double-digit fish.
Right.
So all these lakes are coming on right now.
Very good. It is the nirvana time of the year for bass fishermen. Well, Don, I'm going to let you go. I know you have a real day job as well, and that's where you're at right now. If these folks want to get out on the boat with you and learn some tips and tactics on how to catch bass in Northern California, how can they get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me through my
website at guidebass.net, or they can give me a call at 916-502-FISH.
Hey, thanks a lot, Don. We'll catch you next week with some more information about the NorCal bass scene. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Cal. Talk to you later.
All right, sir.